This is day 6 after having an L4, L5 discectomy. And my reason for filming this is fairly simple. A friend had the same procedure done and I found it very helpful being able to speak to him and ask him all those questions that I should have asked the doctor if I hadn't forgotten. Now, long story short, the pain for me originated in my hip. No indication that the back was to blame. It was only when it then tracked to my knee, to my foot, and then physio didn't work, that I was led down the surgical route. Now, a bit about me. I'm a 46-year-old father of 2, and thanks to recent-ish over 40s health check, I know I'm 5'11 3/4, the nearly man, 14 stone, which gives me a BMI of 26.9, but to match my my high BMI, I also have slightly high blood pressure and slightly high cholesterol. So yeah, I am officially living the dream. There's no real reason for me to go into the surgery itself. Firstly, I'm no expert. Secondly, you will discuss this with your doctor and your surgeon on pretty much every visit. And thirdly, and most importantly for me, you will know nothing about it. From the moment you have the injection to the minute you wake up in recovery, nothing, complete blank. All you really need to know is, with the help of my very scientific spine diagram, the disc here, the chocolate biscuit, should sit in between here perfectly, nothing bulging out. But of course, when it does bulge out, it then sits on the nerve. So all they do is they go in and they trim up this bit. Now, even in recovery, it was obvious that the pain had gone completely. Not just a small bit, it had gone. The only discomfort for me was the wound where they're going through your back, but it was then a morphine fest to take this discomfort away. Now, when I went to the ward, coupled with all that morphine, apologies for this story, but it may be relevant if you go down that route yourself. Arriving at a high BMI is no accident, and I was understandably hungry. So my own choice, I ordered hot chocolate and toast. Yes, so this hot chocolate and toast arrives. I then decide to tuck in. It then made me feel sick, but the minute I was sick, I felt fine. I thought, great, let's tuck in. I was then sick, and this cycle continued for probably 6 or 7 times. And at no point did I think, do you know what, maybe this isn't a good idea. Looking back, I think, what on earth was I doing? So we had the operation for 3 o'clock Friday, visits from the nurse every 2 hours during the night, and then the physio team turned up mid-morning Saturday to assess me to see if I could go home. Now, if you have stairs at home, part of this is walking upstairs. It was mainly walking through the wards where I was declared fit, picked up after lunch and went home, which for me was great. Pain relief after that was courtesy of tramadol. I think it either works for you or it doesn't. Sadly for me, it made me feel hungover. It made me feel a bit queasy. Pain-wise, great. Hallucination-wise, I'd probably say disappointing more than anything. I mean, as a 46-year-old father of 2, the last thing you want to have a hallucination about when the sky is the limit is going to the village post office buying shampoo, which is genuinely what happened. Still can't believe that myself. I've never been so disappointed, really. So with the symptoms of tramadol, not the shopping, but the hungover feeling, went to the doctors because he said it could be symptoms of an infection. Checked over, no infection. Wound was fine. Switched to codeine. Now, the codeine for me is slightly less pain relief, but I feel so much better. That was 2 days ago. There's no way I could have stood here talking to you. It just wouldn't have worked. And talking of me talking to you, if you think I'm stood here looking, you know, comfortable, and if you're at the same position thinking, you know, I'm sat here on a chair or I'm doing my exercise and it hurts, it's the same for me. I took my medication an hour ago and I have been walking around, so it feels fairly free, the freest it feels. If I sit down for too long or if I'm led in bed, it then starts to ache and I start to stiffen up. I'm trying to be governed by the pain itself, walking very slowly but small amounts during the day. The exercises I'm probably finding the hardest because they involve laying on my back, which is obviously the bit that hurts. So I tried to get some cushions laid down with a gap in between. That helps tremendously, but I would say that is the hardest bit for me of all. Another thing that makes me feel better is a shower. And what I tend to find works for that is a couple of rolls of cling film right round, every bit as unattractive as it sounds, with some gaffer tape over the top, but it really works. Now also, if you're wondering why I'm only filming from here up and not including anything from here down, it's because I'm wearing the worst pair of tracksuit bottoms that I own. Terribly baggy, horrible elastic waist, awful things, but incredibly comfortable. Everything I have, apart from these, tends to sit right across the bit where I don't want it to sit. So yeah, that is why I'm filming from here up. And also I can see a bit of a sheen on my skin in the camera. I do feel a bit, I'm having to think about what I say. I'm not quite there. I'm having to concentrate on my words, and I am feeling a bit clammy as well from the medication. But all in all, 6 days in, I can't really complain. Now, I hope this has helped. And if it hasn't covered anything you need to know up to this point, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll try and get back to you. Likewise, if there's anything I can cover going here forwards with future recovery exercises or benefits of the surgery, again, please let me know and I'll see what I can do.